a fresh development in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Ukrainian prisoners of war have returned home following a new swap deal with Russia. Relatives emotionally welcomed the freed soldiers, many of whom spent over 3 years in captivity, mostly after their capture during the 2022 defense of Mariupol. The latest exchange carried out under the Istanbul agreements included wounded troops, soldiers with serious health issues, and young defenders under the age of 25. Hundreds of families gathered near a local hospital hoping to see their loved ones or receive any information about missing service members. Despite ongoing hostilities, both sides have continued prisoner swaps following recent negotiations between delegations in Istanbul. Meanwhile, in Brussels, EU leaders have unanimously agreed to extend sanctions against Russia for another 6 months. The renewal dispels concerns that Hungary, a close Moscow ally, might block the decision. The move keeps in place sweeping restrictions, including the freezing of over 200 billion euros in Russian central bank assets. Through early 2026, EU officials confirmed that they had prepared contingency plans to maintain pressure on the Kremlin if Budapest refused to cooperate. Now we have guests joining us for this discussion, Dr. Sergei Dvorianov. He's a president of IDC Russia and director at WHD International Board, joining us live from Moscow, Russia. Thank you for joining us today. Doctor, Russia and Ukraine are still conducting prisoner swaps despite fierce fighting. Does this show there's still room for diplomacy?
Namaskar, thank you for inviting me to the discussion. First of all, I can share my vision like a Russian philosopher. From the philosophical point of view, historical point of view, and spiritual point of view, we can see that situation, conflict between Russia and Ukraine is not conflict between Russian and Ukrainian nation. It's actually a proxy war which was created and organized by Western Alliance. Why? Because right now the new reality is a multipolar world. And Western Alliance, they want to continue their policy where they are like a privilegious club of the Western countries, and they dictate and create the rules of the policy. It will not, this position will not exist in the future. We not start our aggression against Ukrainian nation. We start our support of Russian-speaking population in eastern part of Ukraine. And this is true, which can already confirmed a lot of times by European human rights activists and famous politicians and the independent politicians that yes, Russia is want just to create justice like a main moral principle of international relationships. If we want to expect justice, if we want to expect in future like justice like a main moral principle, we should support Russian Federation in our policy, because we in our history never and ever we put aggression on any nation. And come to the point, right now we can see Donald Trump and America, even they are changing regarding conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And right now Donald Trump is a big peacemaker and a very big activist to prepare this peacemaking dialogue. But unfortunately, all European leaders, they're together in one boat. They try continue this policy where they can put pressure, sanction on Russian Federation. But I want again confirm and remind to all audience, our Western audience, that our country is not such kind of a country which can change our policy because of the pressure of the sanction, because we're truth lover. Where policy is created because of the dharma, universal moral principle. That's why, of course, Russia will be not weak when Western countries will grab and take out our assets from banks and uses assets against us. Because God, He can see everything, and God is a witness of all activity, and God is a witness, of course, all activity of our national leader, Vladimir Putin, who is follow to Dharma. And soon we'll see the results, how all this Western European alliance will be completely destroyed because of their cheating activities.
And building on that, Dr. Sergei, much of Western media paints Russia as the aggressor and Ukraine as the victim. How would you challenge that framing from your perspective?
Of course, obviously, because it's a proxy war. In proxy war, anybody can call to the white that is a black, to black that is a white, and change all the colors. But we completely understand, because again, I want to address to all my colleagues, especially journalists, to see interview of our national leader Vladimir Putin to the famous American journalist Tucker Carlson, where he is during 2 hours explain what was the main root of the conflict with Ukraine, how Ukraine, like artificial state, was created by Vladimir Lenin, how they put especially this bomb to our relationship with our brother nations. I am completely sure, I know that during this proxy war, everybody from the western part of the world tried to put some blaming on our country. But thanks God, right now, more and more audience understands the truth, historical truth. We're not follow to some aggression rules. We're not kill civilians. We try only support nations, Russian-speaking nations, which already chose to be with Russia and join to our country. That is their historical choice to be united with us, Russian-speaking population. Why we should tolerate aggression from the Ukraine? Because they start this aggression first. We should cancel this. It's the same like India-Pakistan conflict. We know the truth. Who divides this country, and it was before Bharatavarsha, civilization, one civilization. But that is British policy. We completely understand it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sergei Dvorianov, for joining us and sharing that insight.